A generation of music that changed everything, and voices that once ruled the world.
But if you want to stage like you are, you know, I think you really should.
But not all legends age in gold records and spotlight comebacks. Some vanished from the charts, forgotten by time, buried by fame's brutal cycle. Not because they lost their talent, but because the world moved on without them. Their riffs once roared through stadiums, their lyrics became rebellion anthems. So why don't we hear their names anymore? Brace yourself for all rock stars from the 1970s who should still be famous today. In the pantheon of 70s guitar gods, names like Page, Clapton, and Hendrix are etched in stone. But what about Leslie West? In 1970, his band Mountain was a force of nature, and West was its epicenter. With a guitar tone as heavy as his frame and a voice that could strip paint from walls, West was a true original. Their performance at Woodstock was legendary, and just months later their anthem, Mississippi Queen, stormed the charts. That riff, that cowbell, that voice, it was the sound of a new, heavier decade dawning. The song became a classic rock staple, but Mountain's fame was fleeting. Follow-up singles fizzled, and the band's volatile chemistry led to a series of breakups and reunions. West continued to record and tour, a respected figure among musicians, but he never recaptured that mainstream spotlight. In his later years, he battled serious health issues, including the partial amputation of his leg due to diabetes. When he passed away in 2020 at the age of 75, it was a quiet end for a man who once made such a loud and glorious noise. The story of Badfinger is one of rock and roll's most heartbreaking tragedies. In 1970, they were poised for superstardom. They were the first band signed to the Beatles' Apple Records, and their hit Come and Get It was penned by none other than Paul McCartney. Led by the brilliant songwriting duo of Pete Ham and Tom Evans, they crafted perfect power pop anthems like No Matter What and Baby Blue. Their song Without You became a worldwide smash for Harry Nilsson. They had it all, the talent, the tunes, the Beatle blessing. But behind the scenes, their dream was turning into a nightmare. They were victims of catastrophic mismanagement and financial theft, leaving them broke and desperate. The pressure became unbearable. In 1975, just days before his 28th birthday, a despondent Pete Ham took his own life. 8 years later, after a bitter struggle over royalties and a failed attempt to revive the band, Tom Evans, haunted by the past, also died by his own hand. It's a devastating story of what could have been, a testament to how the music industry can chew up and spit out even the most brilliant artists. In 1970, one song seemed to capture the zeitgeist perfectly. With its fuzzy guitar riff, hand claps, and ecstatic lyrics about the afterlife, Norman Greenbaum's Spirit in the Sky was a global phenomenon. It was a psychedelic, gospel-tinged slice of rock and roll that sounded like nothing else on the radio. The song shot to the top of the charts, making Greenbaum an overnight star. But how do you follow up a song that iconic? The answer for Greenbaum was that you don't. He became the ultimate one-hit wonder. His previous band, Dr. West's Medicine Show and Junk Band, had a minor novelty hit, but as a solo artist, he never came close to replicating the success of Spirit in the Sky. After releasing a couple more albums to little fanfare, Greenbaum wisely stepped away from the music industry. He became a dairy farmer and lived comfortably off the royalties from his one immortal song. It's been used in countless movies, TV shows, and commercials, a constant reminder of that one moment in 1970 when Norman Greenbaum touched the heavens. In the early 70s, if you wanted loud, raw, and unapologetic American rock and roll, you went to a Grand Funk Railroad show. And at the center of that sonic storm was frontman Mark Farner. With his long hair, shirtless physique, and powerhouse vocals, Farner was the quintessential rock star. The critics hated them, but the fans couldn't get enough. In 1970, they released two of the year's best-selling albums. Closer to Home and the thunderous live album, they sold out Shea Stadium faster than the Beatles. They were, for a time, the biggest band in America. Farner was the driving force, writing and singing hits like I'm Your Captain, Closer to Home, and the chart-topping We're an American Band. But by the mid-70s, the party was over. The band broke up, and Farner, who had embraced a more spiritual path, embarked on a solo career. But without the grand funk machine behind him, the magic was gone. His solo albums failed to chart, and while he's participated in various grand funk reunions over the years, he never reclaimed the stadium-sized fame he once commanded. In 1970, the Ides of March, a band from the suburbs of Chicago, scored a massive, horn-driven hit with the song Vehicle.
I'm your vehicle, baby. I take you anywhere you want.
At the heart of the band was a prodigiously talented singer, guitarist, and songwriter named Jim Peterik. He wrote Vehicle when he was just 19, and it became the fastest-selling single in Warner Brothers Records history. The band toured with giants like Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix. Peterik was on top of the world, a rock star in the making, but the follow-up singles flopped, and the band was dropped by their label. Peterik tried a solo career, but that didn't take off either. It seemed his moment in the sun was over, but Peterik was a survivor. In the late 70s, he formed a new band, Survivor, and started writing songs again. And in 1982, he co-wrote a little tune for a movie called Rocky III. That song was Eye of the Tiger, one of the biggest anthems of all time. Jim Peterik may not be a household name, but the songs he wrote are a permanent part of our cultural soundtrack. At the Woodstock Festival in 1969, one performance stood out for its sheer, unadulterated velocity. It was 10 years after, and their guitarist, Alvin Lee, played a blistering 10-minute version of I'm Going Home that melted faces and became one of the highlights of the concert film. Overnight, Alvin Lee was a guitar hero. With his lightning-fast fingers and his signature red Gibson ES-335, he was dubbed the fastest guitarist in the West. In 1970, the band capitalized on their newfound fame with the album Cricklewood Green, which featured the hit single Love Like a Man. They were a massive live draw, selling out arenas around the world, but Lee grew tired of the expectations. He felt trapped by the fastest guitarist label and the pressure to repeat his Woodstock triumph every night. The band broke up in the mid-70s, and Lee embarked on a long and varied solo career, collaborating with everyone from George Harrison to Ronnie Wood. He continued to tour and record until his death in 2013, a respected and influential musician who never quite escaped the shadow of that one legendary performance. Is he a pop star, a prog rock wizard, a pioneering producer, a tech visionary? The answer with Todd Rundgren is yes to all of the above. In the 1970s, Rundgren was a musical polymath, a one-man band who wrote, produced, and played almost everything on his albums. In 1972, he released the classic double album Something/Anything, which spawned the hit singles I Saw the Light and Hello It's Me. He was a bona fide pop star, but Rundgren was too restless, too creative to be tied down to one style. He followed up his pop success with the experimental prog rock opus A Wizard, a True Star. He formed the band Utopia. He became a sought-after producer, helming classic albums for artists like Badfinger, Grand Funk Railroad, and Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell. He was a pioneer in music video and computer software, but his refusal to play the corporate rock game and his constant stylistic shifts meant he never achieved the consistent, stadium-level fame of some of his less talented peers. He remains a cult hero, a musician's musician, A true original who is still making music on his own terms. In the glam rock explosion of the early 70s, there was David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust, Mark Bolan's T-Rex, and then there was Mott the Hoople. And their frontman, Ian Hunter, was the thinking man's glam rocker. With his shades, his corkscrew hair, and his Dylan-esque sneer, Hunter was a rock and roll poet. The band was on the verge of breaking up in 1972 when David Bowie, a huge fan, offered them a song he'd just written. That song was All the Young Dudes, and it became the anthem of the glam generation. Mott the Hoople were stars. They followed up with hits like All the Way from Memphis and Roll Away the Stone. But the band was always a volatile mix, and they imploded in 1974. Hunter embarked on a successful solo career, but he never quite reached the same commercial heights. He became a respected elder statesman of rock, a songwriter's songwriter, cited as an influence by everyone from The Clash to R.E.M. He's still touring and recording today, a rock and roll lifer who has always done things his own way. They had the sound, the style, the soul of an era, yet somehow fame let them slip through the cracks. Whether it was bad timing, label politics, personal demons, or simply fading trends, their names deserve to be spoken alongside the greats. Which of these rock legends do you think deserves a second spotlight? Drop their name in the comments. If you believe real talent should never be forgotten, hit like, subscribe, and help us keep their stories alive. More unsung icons and vanished stars are coming soon. Thank you for watching.